So after summing up how people are liking this movie,
Colonel, this is turning into a disaster.
Wolverine rides to Vegas, where I'm not gonna lie, at this point I'd rather just see him gamble than carry out whatever mission he was on. Three Claw Stud? I totally watched that.
Maybe Duke's nose.
Fred Dukes?
Develop a bit of eating disorder. We all got our coping mechanisms.
Oh, yeah. So, you remember in X-Men a character called the Blob? One of the more famous foes whose mutant power was an indestructibly obese body? Well, now he's just a dude who put on a lot of weight. Still a mutant, but his powers have absolutely nothing to do with his size. He just let himself go. It's like saying Superman is still an alien, but he doesn't have superhuman strength. He just mimicked pumping iron a lot.
Come on, man, look at him.
Blob. Blob had bitch tits.
Get in my belly!
You know, with how PC things are becoming, you think an actor who isn't overweight playing an overweight character would be called Fatface? Jimmy beats him up to get information on where Sabretooth and Stryker are, and it looks like the two of them are out hunting another mutant. A young Peter Bogdanovich.
Please don't.
Just remember when we meet up years later and I grow my hair blonde and I never talk, we are never to reference this. Blob says Jimmy can find another mutant who escaped Stryker's experiments named Gambit. I don't really know why he looks like Sawyer from Lost, but he gives us the only cool shot in the movie, so I have no choice but to like it.
2 years I rotting in that hell and I never...
That's kind of funny too.
Tell me something, Jimmy.
But still not as funny as when he calls him that.
You even know how to kill me. I'm gonna cut your goddamn head off.
He was literally just knocked out. How'd he get up there so fast?
Oh, yeah. That didn't make any
And
sense.
I don't know aeronautics, but I'm pretty sure you can't helicopter down via cane the same way Dixie Kong does with her hair. You're Gambit! You and Dixie Kong should not be mentioned in the same sentence! Sabretooth escapes as Jimmy and Gambit stay for, honestly, no reason to fight. This is a cartoon. All that's missing is a Tom and Jerry scream when he falls. Gambit finally agrees to help Jimmy get Stryker, as Stryker puts the finishing touches on his latest mutant experiment.
A few more hours.
And he will respond to my commands.
Absolutely.
We're gonna make Momo a reality urban legend my ass! Jimmy finally catches up with Stryker, and you gotta love how our lead is so unimpressive he's not even worth a head turn.
I've learned that nothing motivates the men in your family like revenge.
But, gasp! What's-her-face is still alive! Wow, that's so underwhelming and not worth shitting a care that even Jimmy doesn't know how to react to it. He just kind of awkwardly kneels and lets out a reverse quack. Wolverine. It's revealed that she worked with Stryker because he's holding her sister hostage, and her mutant power is she can touch people and influence them to think whatever she'd like. Now, on top of asking why the hell she doesn't just use that power to have Stryker hand her sister over, I mean cry! Think from a storytelling standpoint how cool it would have been if we saw them meet. She holds his hand, and from that point on, we have to re-watch the scene and ask, was this real love or just her mutant power? There could have been a brilliant dramatic setup here. But because that would mean making a connection with the characters instead of just doing things. Gotta do this thing, gotta do this thing, gotta do this thing. We're developed now! Jimmy tells her exactly what he told Fox after seeing this movie.
I'm just a fool who got played.
So obviously it's time to fight those who wronged him, or he walks away. Wolverine! You know, this is all so amazingly underwhelming, you gotta wonder what Stryker was talking about at the end of X2. Remember when he was bringing up his past?
You were an animal then. You're an animal now.
If you really knew about your past, what kind of person you were, the work we did together.
We stole a rock, gave you some Tiny Toon claws, and this lady you barely know didn't die. We were animals. Animals! And I guess Sabretooth reveals why he suddenly betrayed his brother.
Give me the adamantium.
Testing.
We had a deal!
Would never survive the operation.
So, over 100 years of knowing this guy, and you totally betray him because you just wanted adamantium in your bones? Something the guy says wouldn't work anyway? I think Tenderheart and Grumpy Bear have a more complex rivalry than that. Wolverine returns and helps free all the mutant cameos, and yeah, let's get this over with. The mutant that was being worked on earlier was Deadpool.
Wait, is that you?
By God, it's like the comic leaped onto the screen.
Stryker finally figured out how to shut you up.
But brilliant trolling can't keep one silent for long. Hey, I'm just keeping it canon. Sadly, that's not what happens in this film. By God, it's like the can't keep one silent for long. Hey, I'm just keeping it canon.
Sorry, I needed to rewind to check what's...
Sadly, that's not what happens in this film, though. Oh my God, can you imagine every copy of this movie they made afterwards? They put that part in, and that's where it ends. They roll the credits and everything. Oh my God, Ryan Reynolds, get on that! As Deadpool
No, that's
uses
not gonna
all
happen.
The mutant power is surgically given to him. The dumb. It hurts. As Sabretooth, right the hell out of nowhere, decides he likes Jimmy again, and they decide to fight him. All this high-tech ingenuity, and you have to type in your commands like a 1980s RPG? Got some great Spaceballs logic working here. It's a competition of which sucky effect can destroy the other. Toy Story claws or Invader Zim laser beams. Only the crappiest shall survive! They end up defeating him, but as Jimmy says, this isn't over.
This doesn't change anything between us, Victor.
We're brothers. And brothers look out for each other.
Unless your memory's erased and I go working for a magnet man, you know how it goes. Who Gives a Dick is dying, though, and Jimmy goes to say goodbye.
I love you. I'm so cold.
Really? You don't look it. You don't even seem annoyed to be dying. You can say things all you want, movie, but unless you commit to it... Stryker shoots 2 animanium bullets into his head, and... Yep, that's twice they try to fake you out that he might die. Ooh, and here's another nail-biter. Spider-Man might not be back in Endgame. See Far From Home.
I should make you pull the trigger, but that would make us no better than you. Walk until your feet bleed.
Well, that'll result in tons of people dying, but why start making sense now?
Well, hi there, Mr. Clean. Mighty glad to know you.
You're safe now. Who are you?
Huh, must have missed those on the x-ray. Also weird that Jimmy never told Xavier exactly what he did remember. Yeah, I woke up around a destroyed power plant on this exact date.
Oh yes, I was totally there. With that starting point, I'm sure we can piece together where you came from. Oh, guess it doesn't matter.
Good luck.
It was a shame that Gambit guy didn't get much screen time, but I'm sure he'll get another starring role in a big moneymaker. And that was X-Men Origins Jimmy. Jimmy. Yeah, because this definitely was not Wolverine. Wolverine is one of the coolest characters in comic book history, but none of that would be reflected if you went off of this movie alone. It doesn't add up to the continuity of the films, it doesn't please any comic fans. It's way too boring and cliched to entertain newcomers, it's just a disaster. X-Men has had a shaky history in both comics and film, but when it comes to the absolute worst X-Men flick there is, you need look no further than X-Men Origins Jimmy. And that was X Month. I hope everybody had a good time. And
I'm ready!
Hyper, what are you doing here?
Oh, well, I was in the animated intro, so I just assumed I'd be flying around as Rogue.
Oh, yeah, that was more of a style thing.
Wait, so I'm not gonna be an X-Men?
Well, aren't we all X-Men in our hearts?
No.
We are now. Congratulations! I'll make it up to you later. Just get out of here! So I hope you enjoyed X Month, and...
I'm ready.
Oh, for God's sake.
I take offense at that.
I'm not having us as the X-Men!
Then why'd you have us in the intro?
I just told the animator to draw something cool!
Yeah, that was cool. Now let's actually do it.
I can't! X Month is over, so get out of here!
Fine.
Great!
I'm ready.
How did you even...
I'm ready for my cameo as Dadley.
I'm not doing that! And besides, you didn't cameo anywhere else!
Sure I did. Here, look. You see? You always need a cameo from the creator.
You didn't create the Nostalgia Critic!
Sure I did. Look, when a man and a woman love each other very much...
Beat it!
Hey, Critic, we're here for X Month.
Oh my God, it's already over!
And you didn't invite us?
Well, it was your idea!
Exactly.
Oh my God, can you just go away before other people spontaneously appear in my corner? Ah!
You false advertised critic!
Yeah, none of us were in X month.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll make it up to you all somehow.
You
Logan?
mean by reviewing a movie starring a person you never wanted to talk about again?
Stop right there. I know how this works. You bring up a movie or person I don't want to talk about, and once I talk about them, their picture pops up, and I'm stuck reviewing it. Well, I'm not falling for it this time, so get out!
Well, I think she was just talking about...
Out! Out! Everybody out!
Fireball!
Out!
Oh, it's like Christmas with the Hitlers.
Lousiest cameo I've ever.
There, now I'm not bound to anything. I'm the nostalgia critic. I remembered, so you don't have to. Damn it!
Another Tommy Wiseau movie? Yeah. I honestly have a soft spot for X-Men Origins Wolverine. Mostly because I wasn't really all that interested in other X-Men characters, believe it or not. If I said this before, I say it again. I'm not an X-Men fan to begin with. I don't care much about the X-Men, aside from maybe a few more characters. But the Nostalgia Critic did bring up that Wolverine is the best out of all of them. But, yeah, I can see why many people hate the movie. I mean, the biggest thing we can all agree with is that Deadpool is messed up. Thank goodness he got fixed in 2016.